Welcome. Happy Monday. It's your girl Theron here, and we are live today. I want to thank all of you that are on here watching the replay. Thank you so much for watching the replay. Hashtag replay if you are watching the replay on today. On today, guys, we have a very special guest that will be at the SuperWoman Still Standing Women's Expo. If you have not gotten your ticket, please do so today. Go ahead and get your VIP tickets. But we have one of our panelists that will be in the Women in Business panel, Miss Coach Toye Johnson Vincent is here tuning in with us. How are you today?
Hey, how are you, Theron? I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me be on your panel. So one of your many panelists at your event. I'm excited. 10-14, I'm there.
Thank you. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm Toye, and I love it because you said my name right. So a lot of people say, "Oh, is it Toye?" No, it's just Toye. And Johnson Vincent, and I'm actually a native New Yorker, Brooklyn and Queens, born in Jamaica, Queens, Hollis. If anybody out there, shout out to you. Raised in Brooklyn Crown Heights, and currently in the Greater Atlanta area. But my background essentially was human resources, so that's where my primary background is. And eventually, over the years, I sort of merged two things together, and that's career development. So instead of me just working with the talent acquisition teams, meaning matching that beautiful talent to major corporations, I now, if you came into interview, I can actually tell you, that's probably not the best thing to do in an interview. I found there was just so many things going awry with candidates, etc. So that sort of perked my interest in focusing on career development, and then of course leading into speaking and coaching in that same area. And of course life skills. Yeah.
Right. So what made you get into the coaching aspect?
Well, the coaching aspect came about in 2018. It was one of those things where if you turned on, I don't care if it was your TV or your phone, whatever, any type of social media, there was always something about a coach. There was a coach here, coach there. I said, wait a minute, everybody's a coach now. Coach here, coach there, coach everywhere. Why not try it? And I was focusing so much on the development side of career and personal growth and development topics. And people would say, you come speak, to my group, etc. We're really looking for you to coach these particular individuals. And I was thinking, I'm not really a coach, but I'll bite. And that's kind of where the ball. And then I thought about it, and after talking to other coaches, professional coaches, been doing it for years, they said, no, you've been coaching all along. You just weren't getting paid for it. Money is a factor. Like I said, I am a native New Yorker, and we're known to be hustlers. You gotta get out there and do what you do. But and if you can make money at it, why not? So and I love to empower people, and I think that was a great way to merge what I was doing already from a speaking standpoint, a training, soft skills training, etc. So yeah.
Speaking about New York, and now that you are here in the Peach State, because a lot of folks move to Georgia and Atlanta area.
Yeah.
What made you move to the Atlanta area?
Well, the first thing is I was thinking about it for a while, and I had been living in the Florida area. So I have a lot of contacts in Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. So I'm not associated with anybody's team or anything. Tampa Bay, no. But the thing is that then I had a best friend of mine, and that was more on the personal side because my friend, was suffering with breast cancer, and she was actually one of my roommates in college in Northeast University, Boston. And then she lost her battle. But prior to that, she had said, I know you always wanted to come to Atlanta. Maybe this is a good time. And I thought about it from a personal level. I said, maybe this is the time to move. I can be closer to her, to be around her. And I was right up until the very day. So she passed in 2019. So it seemed like so short. You always want more time. But that was one of it was on a personal level. And then on a professional level, it's because I already know what the sisters and brothers here in Atlanta have been doing for years. And that is they focus a lot on entrepreneurship, if not the traditional 9 to 5, but they have something going on the side. So I wanted to be in that mix, if you will, and that's kind of what the attraction was. And realistically, it still is. I haven't decided how much longer I'm going to be here, but I can just tell you I'm here for now.
Okay, well, we're gonna enjoy you while we got you right here in the Peach State. So you're called the No Sugar Coach.
No sugar coating coach.
No sugar coating coach. Tell me about that.
I will say that 3 times. No sugar coating coach. Yes, I had to practice that myself. And the thing is how that came about is that I realized, and again, I always go back to my roots. We were always growing up. In New York especially, it was kind of like just say it and just do it. And there was no time to kind of, there was nothing really sugar coated throughout my, from elementary school. Somebody was telling me, hey, this is how it's done, do this, do that. So and nobody ever really sugar coated anything, especially my mom. And so that's kind of what I was thinking. That's part of my personality, and it's more or less how I run my life. But of course, with respect and dignity, I'll tell you what I need to tell you. But if we're on a coaching level, I need to tell you this is here what I have. This is what I think the strategy should be. But then it's up to you as the client to decide what you're going to do with your life. So I just decided, hey, no sugar coating. Now, the other part of that no sugar is diabetically speaking type 2, which I do talk about that too in terms of soft skills kind of training. Without being a certified diabetes or anything. I just know what my body is. I know about A1C and those things, the basics. So I like to talk about it, how it relates to you as a professional. That you got to be just watch your health. But that is where the other piece of the no sugar comes in. So.
Now that right there is neat. Look, that right, combining it. That's what I'm talking about. Combining it, because I know for myself. We just get into the diabetes thing, because I know I had to take it more serious than what I've been taking it. Because it is real serious. People are losing limbs, getting blind. I'm like, this right here is like, I know cancer is horrible, but this diabetes is getting worse, and to me is like seeking people that you wouldn't think would have it. You know what I'm saying? Because before you'd be like, okay, because they appear overweight, you can tell they're overweight. And you're like, okay, they're gonna have something because they're overweight or whatever. But now there are people that are young. That are having type 2 diabetes, and as well as they don't look like it, because they look fit because they're slim.
Yeah. That is correct. That is correct. And so we all know that there's a cover for all of us. It's just like if we take the mask off, we know what's underneath. We know we need to take better care. And I'm one of those patients where, no, doctor, you can't tell me what to do. Remember, I'm the no sugar coach. Why would you try to tell me to take something I don't want to take? But I had to struggle with it myself, and then I got real, and I said, oh, this is what can happen. That's what can happen. So it's a slow process, but I believe I'm getting better and better at listening. And instead of repelling against the fact that you probably need one pill and keep it moving.
That's how that sound like me, because I was like, I ran out of the insulin thing that I use, the Levermill or whatever. And I went to put a prescription. It's like, the prescription ended in June. I'm like, okay, I need to make an appointment with my doctor because I need it now. But I've realized too with how prevalent it is. It's just like, I'm just like, before, back in the day, you wouldn't. It'd be most like older people, right? To me.
Yes.
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 But now, like the younger one of the, you can tell she had the little thing on her arm. She's young. She's like she's in her 20s. A dance teacher at my granddaughter's dance school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we do have to do better. This one of the things we are going to talk about with the women issues as well too is we have to take care of ourselves, and sometimes it may take an incident to make us to slow down, drink more water, or realize, because your body gives us signs. If you tuned into the online summit we had on September the 8th this year, one of the members, Charmaine Turner, she mentioned about that, about taking care of your body and listening, because sometimes we avoid the signs.
Yeah. We do. And that's called the signs of life. You can either, you can either have your water bottle handy at all times, whether I'm speaking or training or what have you. But more important, I think it becomes behavior. And that's a lot of us, women, we're doing so many things all of the time. And we want to stay on top of everything. But the one thing that I understand is that some of these things can take you out. So I want to be here. And not only that, it's not so much about longevity. It's about the quality of your life rather than longevity. There are people who are 90-something years old. I have a cousin that's 92.
Mm-hmm.
Isabel.
Oh, wow.
Diabetic, but and I'm thinking, when? And I call her and say, she says, what are your numbers? What does your A1C look like? And I'm thinking, you know what, Auntie? We can talk about something else. She has better numbers than I do. So that's a little bit more different scenario. But realistically, no matter what you're doing in your personal life, it has to start with your health first, and that's the truth.
Right, from the inside out. Which I think I might do an initiative on that, because we do, you have to take care of your health in order to be there and better serve in business.
Yes. And you know what else? You become a liability to the person that's with you, whether it's your spouse, your significant other, your children, and that is something you don't want to do. So we do what we can, but listen to your own doctor. I'm getting better at mine. Okay. But we can talk about that a whole subject one time if you give an event that you start talking about health things and personal stories. I'd be happy to talk about it.
Well, I was going through your website, and one of the things you do talk about or emphasize is how to stay motivated throughout your career.
Yes.
What would you give somebody that's like they're like ready to? I had this lady I was talking to Saturday. She was like, she's going to. She's I ready to quit yesterday, but she had 15 years in her current career as a teacher. And she's like, she's not gonna do. I guess she's not gonna do the 30. She's gonna. Next year will be her last year in the teaching space. How can you help somebody that's kind of to stay motivated in their career?
And you know when you mention that too, it may not pertain to this particular woman that you met, but there are a couple of things that goes on in terms of motivate. Like even what we do professionally, it's either money or it isn't. Or something else, because usually at the top of it is, if someone told you you were going to get more money than you're making now, if you stay in the workplace I'm a seasoned professional. That's what I call myself. I don't own a quote unquote business, but I operate with a business model. Okay. So if I think about someone who is in her situation and they've been at their job 15 years, you're going to think about, number one, we start thinking about, well, do I have enough to retire? Do you? Looking at your age, what is it? Because more and more people are retiring early, right? I mean, some people can. If you have military background and different things, you ever hear people in the military say, "Oh, I retired at 40. I'm good." Now, that's not everybody, but if you feel that you still have some more in your life you want to do, then I would say that's going to help you to be motivated. As soon as you start thinking, I want to walk away, there's something else there for you. Maybe you're just in that job, but it may be some other opportunities within the company that they can move you around. Now, I know we get stuck in our ways. I know. It's like, I've been in a job. I mean, I've been in the workforce. I'm just gonna say years. Okay. And put it this way, I was in the workforce when you could literally walk into a company with your resume and you had your little briefcase or whatever it was, and you just go on in and you could knock on someone's door and say, "Hi, my name is so and so." Well, those days are primarily over. And if you have been on your job 15 or more years, what does it mean to you when you stop? Are you saying, I just don't like it here anymore? Are you just burned out? Sometimes it's just a little bit of changes in your lifestyle. I'm speaking as a certified life coach. Sometimes it's just a certain minimal changes in your lifestyle can really say, "Oh, I'm good. I think I will hang in here more." And Social Security, hey, it'll still be sitting there. Believe me, it's nothing to live on anyway. So you might just keep working. But yeah, and for women, we're staying in the workforce longer. You don't like that job, you can change it. You gave them 15 years. What more are you going to give? To be unhappy, that's not the way.
And I think, like, when you get to a certain point, like I am in my mid 40s now. I can't down in my mid 40s. I'm 44, but some of us have been in the workforce. I've been in my job 17 years, but been in the workforce since college. Like my son is 21, so like over 21 years. And I think sometimes of us women, you do want to change. You do want to change in a career or change in some kind of thing to maybe to feel more fulfilled.
Yes, absolutely. And you have to find your happy spot. People will say, "What is your happy spot?" Just like as speakers or coaches or whatever, if we can help people from a business standpoint, you need to know what their pain points are, right? So that you are in a competitive market. I tell people to treat themselves. I don't care who you are, even if you're working a traditional 9 to 5, treat it as a business, but for yourself. Meaning, I'm going to go in there. This is what I will do, and this is what I won't accept. Sometimes you have to get up and move. If they say 5 o'clock and you're still sitting there at 7 p.m., whose fault is that? I mean, now they can dangle money per hour to you and say, "Hey, if you do this or someone's out, perhaps on leave," and that's a different thing. But I mean, just all of the time, you're burnt out. Then you have to commute home. And now where a lot of us are working remotely, you can still be burnt out working remotely.
Yes, you can. People have to realize that too. Like, oh, you work at home, but that you can get exhausted in your mind and taking the calls, and maybe it's different things. I'm not sure what all goes into it, but you can be exhausted because you're still working your mind. You're still having to do your work, but yes, you're by yourself. But you're still taking the calls. Still taking the calls from your work. You're doing the work at home. Yes, you still can be exhausted.
Yes, it's called SuperWoman. Like good thing you're having that expo. SuperWoman.
We're still standing.
But at what cost are you standing? A lot of us are actually sleepwalking when we're working. We're kind of like you become robotic. You're doing something because you know it has to get done, but you're so unhappy even in that space. We have to start thinking about from the mindset of changing your the space that you're in. And a lot of times it's fear that keeps you back. I can't leave that job. I've been on here 15, 20 years. Where's my check coming from? I'm not an entrepreneur. Not everyone is an entrepreneur.
Right.
Nor are they made out to be entrepreneurs. They may not cut out for it. Or they just simply don't want it. But there are other, this is where coaching and mentoring come into place. I always say that because I'm one, the type where I like to help people navigate their career and or their life skills journey. If something is going wrong in your personal life, I can guarantee you it starts to spill over into your career life. Then the unhappiness comes. You're like, "Oh, I'm unhappy at home." Great. Now you go to your job, and everybody has to know about it because you just look like an unhappy person. Your attitude or whatever's going on, and you try to hide it. And I guess I will go ahead and date myself, but I love the song. It's one of my favorite. imagination. So if you think about Earth, Wind, and Fire, if there are any fans that listen to this, even on the replay, Earth, Wind, and Fire, ain't it funny how the way you feel shows on your face?
Yes.
It certainly does. So you can be going through the motions, but you're really like the frown upside down kind of thing. But you got to change your space, change the behavior, and you'll be okay.
Exactly. All right, guys. I want to again thank Miss Coach Toye for coming on to our live. She will be at the expo on this coming Saturday, October the 14th from 10 to 4. The panelists will begin around 12 o'clock, 12:15-ish. So, but be there anyways early. Come at 11 o'clock, okay? Stay for an hour or two. Don't forget, y'all, to also make sure that you go to the link below, superwomanstillstanding.com/events to go ahead and get your ticket. Get your VIP ticket. Y'all act like y'all don't want to be VIP. Have that experience. Get your VIP ticket experience. The bags ain't come in. You'll get the bag with the shirt, book, other stuff that will be in that bag. So definitely make sure. And then you get to eat. You get to eat and you get to sip on some adult beverages that we'll be having. But we are going to have a great time at the expo. And that night, y'all get to come out and get dressed up. Get dressed up because we will, here it goes right here. We will be able to get dressed up and celebrate women that are still here and still standing. It is the inaugural first gala that I am doing on this year. So you want to make sure that you make the inaugural one, the one next year, which will be September the 7th, 2024. Then y'all know in advance what the date is. Okay, put the date on your calendar. September 7th, 2024 is the date for the next gala in the expo. But this one, y'all do want to come out. We are going to have a great time. I'm excited about all that's going into it. I'm excited about my panelists that we have. This is the expo one, and this is right. We got our good speakers on here. Nika Arnold Scott, Miss Tamika Thomas, Shantae Moore will be our speakers, and then we got our panel guest. Here we go. We have our panelists here. We have Andrea Burnett, we have Miss Brittany Bennett, we have Dominique Murray, and we have our very own that's on here tonight, Miss Toye Johnson. Vincent will be on the panel, on the Women in Business panel. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure you go to the website, superwomanstillstanding.com/events to get your ticket. If you can't make it, then you can sponsor a ticket. You can sponsor. We got some free tickets already been given out from our different people that have sponsored it. But if you want to come in and you want to sponsor a VIP ticket for someone, you're like, girl, if I was in your state, I would come VIP, but I can't. That's what a couple of women have done, in which they have already sponsored 2 ladies to come VIP because they were not in my state and they want to be able to help and support. So any last minute, Coach Toye, that you have?
Yeah, I just want to say I look forward to the other panelists and just really talking it out and providing some really good dropping gems, if you will, to the audience. It's going to be awesome. I know it is. And congratulations! You said it is your first annual
gala
event, expo, and gala, and everything. I mean, right? Because you have the expo.
The expo is 6 years, but the gala is our inaugural. Yes.
Yeah, but it's going to be awesome. So, and if anybody wants to, if they're interested and they want to learn more, about me prior to even seeing me or checking me out, they can go to my website, which is TJV. Empowers you, the letter U.com. Again, it's TJV, just like Toye Johnson Vincent. Empowers you, that's the letter U.com. Success is in your future. Thank you.
All right, I got it on the screen right here. That is TJV. Empowers you, the letter U.com. So make sure y'all go ahead and check the site out, see what she has. That way you can come to the event, maybe with some questions that you might want to have and ask her at the event on this Saturday, y'all. Make sure it is this coming Saturday. I know y'all were going to the fair and everything, but take some time before you go to the fair, or take some time. I know we got something at our church at Fellowship Saturday. So, but make sure you take some time out to come to the event. We will be there at the Carrie Martin Comp Center from 10 to 4. Guys, we're going to take a break right here with Coach Toye, and I'll be back in about 20 minutes with my next guest. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all in 20 more minutes.